Thank you. So we're very happy to be here hosting this with the town of Westport. This 58th annual June Day. We've been doing this for many years. Our founder, Ruth Steinkraus-Cohen, is responsible for all those flags that are on the bridge. She left us about 20 years ago in 2002, but she is with us in spirit, and the bridge is named after her. She served as one of Eleanor Roosevelt's assistants, and of course Eleanor Roosevelt was instrumental in building support for the United Nations in this country, and also in developing the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is largely based on some of our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. So we're very happy to be doing this in honor of her. And also, I want to say that the UN's main missions are peace and security, building an environment for peace around the world, protecting human and promoting human rights, and promoting economic and social progress around the world. So these are the main functions of the United Nations. You often don't hear too much about some of them, but the UN is often the only organization standing between life and death in some of the worst situations in the world, especially in terms of poverty, disease, and food insecurity. So I just wanted to thank you all for coming, and I want to introduce our first select woman, Jen Tooker. She's in her first term as essentially what is the mayor of this small town, and she's here to welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Westport. I've been able to meet a few of you, to welcome you personally. I hope I get to meet more of you after this brief ceremony. It's a great day for us here in Westport to be able to host all of you, to be able to share our beautiful town with you, to hopefully you will get some recreational activities in today. Where's the soccer crowd? Great, excellent. All right. This is a perfect day for a soccer game. So hopefully that'll work out well. I know tennis has been canceled, but hopefully our golfers will be able to enjoy. And I think some others are going to Earth Place. And hopefully some of you will be downtown shopping our sales up and down Main Street. So, and enjoying our restaurants as well. And so, like I said, this is a special day for Westporters. They know you're all coming. The flags are out to welcome you. And I hope that when you meet our residents, that they give you a welcoming smile as well. And just a few things, I do have a proper commendation I'd like to read on behalf of the day. But before I do that, just a few personal comments. I don't believe any of you would have known, but some of Westporters do know. I visited Ukraine in May and went east of Kyiv and was visited a sister city. We have a sister city program with a city by the name of Liman, which was occupied and then liberated in October. And then we've been helping Liman rebuild. They're about 10 kilometers away from where some of the worst fighting that is happening in eastern Ukraine at the moment. And so it's trips like that and experiences like that that make me know and understand and really thank you for the work you do. Thank you. We need you. We need what the UN does in this world. And as I said, I hope not only do I get to personally meet many of you, I hope I get to personally thank you for all you do. All right, I forgot my reading glasses. So let's see how long my arms are here. All right. Whereas, in observance of the signing of the United Nations Charter on June 26, 1945, the annual June Day event was established in 1965 by Westport resident Ruth Steinkraus-Cohen, founder of the United Nations Association of Southwestern Connecticut. And whereas developing friendly relations among the world's peoples is one of the purposes of the United Nations, as outlined in its charter. And whereas in the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood, Westport celebrates, embraces, and shares the United Nations international ideals of peace and goodwill towards the citizens of the world. And whereas Westport's June Day has provided the opportunity to forge long-term relationships between residents and United Nations representatives and staff, now therefore, I, Jennifer S. Tooker, the first selectwoman of the town of Westport, do hereby proclaim and designate Saturday, June 24th, 2023 as June Day in Westport, Connecticut. And on behalf of all its residents, I enthusiastically welcome you, our international guests, to our community for a day of festivities, sportsmanship, relaxation, and enjoyment. Have a great day.
Hello, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Christian Saunders. I work for the UN, and I'm here today to deliver the message on behalf of the Secretary General on this occasion of June Day here in Westport. First Select Woman, Ms. Toga, Mr. Harris, Ms. McCall. Michaela, Sharif from the United Nations Staff Union. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, families, children. For over 5 decades, on the last Saturday of June, the town of Westport has welcomed UN staff members, delegates, friends to mark this special occasion. And it's the anniversary of the signing of the United Nations Charter. This day is not only a celebration, it's an inspiring reminder of the timeless values of peace, harmony, solidarity, dialogue, and common action that have shaped the United Nations from the very start.
You have a sign.
The UN Charter is rooted in a very simple idea. What happens to one member of the human family affects us all. Groups like yours understand that overcoming complex global challenges like conflicts, climate change, hunger, poverty, and inequality requires all countries working together as one. We need globally minded citizens to stand together and lend their voices to call for action in support of the world's most vulnerable people and to build a better, fairer, more peaceful and sustainable future for all. Each and every year, your members prove this spirit is alive and well in Westport and beyond. By bringing the global to the local, you are demonstrating that people in every community and country can make a difference. I deeply appreciate your personal commitment to our organization and to the many ties developed between your members and the United Nations over the years that are keeping this chapter strong and dynamic. Thank you for your remarkable work over the last 5 decades, and a happy June Day. So that was the remarks from the Secretary General, Antonio Guterres. Let me add a few words of my own. And that's really, firstly, to thank the citizens of Westport for your solidarity with the United Nations and with the people who work with the United Nations, and for putting on this great day here in Westport year after year. It is very much appreciated, so thank you. To United Nations colleagues, and especially to your families, I know the sacrifices that many of you make, and that is also appreciated. So thank you, and I hope that you enjoy your day here with your families and the people of Westport. Now, maybe I talk a little bit about what I do. For those of you that don't know me, I'm responsible within the United Nations for improving the United Nations response to exploitation and abuse. I left a word out there, an important word, but I left it out because out of respect for those of you that have families here and small children, because I think it's appropriate, but you'll know the word that I left out. This kind of abuse and exploitation has existed for thousands of years. It's endemic in all our societies, and it has no place in our societies, and it has no place in the United Nations. Its roots are in gender inequality, in weak rule of law, in lack of socioeconomic opportunities, so poverty, and in the fact that we don't have enough women in meaningful decision-making roles around the world. So we have to change this if we're going to reduce the violence around the world. So given that it's endemic in every society, it also happens in the UN. It happens in peacekeeping, it happens in humanitarian operations, it happens in development operations, and it happens in human rights operations. Needless to say, it has no place, because when we go to a country to support them, to help them, the vulnerable people in those particular countries, we are there to do no harm. We are there to help them. And while the vast majority of UN staff and peacekeepers go to these countries with a clean heart in order to help them, there are a few that don't, and that take part in exploitation and abuse of the local population. So my job is to try to eliminate that within the United Nations, across the whole United Nations family. And when it happens, and it will happen from time to time, to make sure that the victims and the survivors of this type of exploitation and abuse, that they get the kind of support that they're needed, and those who are held accountable for these crimes are held to account, and that they pay for their crimes. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what I do. My mandate is global, across every country, and my mandate is across every single UN entity, and I have to make sure that every UN entity addresses this issue properly. It's not so easy, but we are making progress, and we have many tools now at our disposal, and we'll get better, and I'm hoping that at least over the next few years, we will get very close to eliminating this scourge from within our ranks. So that's a little bit about what I do, for those of you that don't know me. And anyway, have a great day. Let the stress disappear into the air. There's a little bit of rain, but not much. And really have a great time with your families and with the people of Westport. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. That was a very inspiring speech. And he's an Undersecretary General. He's been with the UN for over 30 years, as was I before I retired. But, oh, here's the mic. Can you hear me? Okay, I thought it was so loud that I didn't have to speak right into it. I want to recognize Jonathan Steinberg here, who is our state representative. I'm sorry we didn't do that at the beginning. We're trying to get out of here before it rains too much, a little bit later. Now, the next person on our agenda is Mr. Sharif Mohammed, who's representing the staff union, who's also been a big supporter of June Day. And he's with the Department of Conference Services and an editor in the Arabic unit. So without further ado, Sharif.
Thank you very much. Oh, it's you? Good morning, everybody. As I was introduced, my name is Sharif Mohammed. I work for the United Nations for 15 years now.
Mike, same
What I do basically is I produce some of the most sophisticated publications of the organization in Arabic language, including the annual report of the SG. And I've been interested in the work of the United Nations Staff Union for quite a while. And the Staff Union in the United Nations is like any other labor union. Its mission is basically making sure that the rights and well-being of staff is taken care of at all times. And I am very proud of this voluntary role, which I spent like half of my time at the UN performing. So I would like to just read a message from the United Nations Staff Union Leadership, Executive Board, and Staff Council to you. And thank you very much. I personally thank all the people of Westport for your generosity and for planning this special day every year for over 60 years. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So on behalf of the United Nations Staff Union in New York, I would like to deliver our sincerest gratitude to the town of Westport and to the Southwest Connecticut chapter of the United Nations Association for hosting this delightful event. Those of us who have relocated from all over the world to serve the United Nations know firsthand how important it is to receive a warm welcome and a kind smile when we arrive at a new location. And Westport has always been a symbol of that warmth and hospitality for those of us who relocate to New York. The United States is a special destination to move to. And everyone who moves here already has a picture in their head of what life in the United States is like. From growing with the US movies, TV shows, pop and rock music, everybody had this picture in their head. It's once you move there and integrate into the community that you get to experience firsthand, and that you get to experience firsthand the American sense of community and collaboration, the open-mindedness and genuine acceptance of diversity that makes this such an ideal home for the United Nations. June Day at Westport perfectly encapsulates this experience for the UN expat. We feel strangely familiar with this pretty northeastern town. Yet, visiting here on this special June Day, we truly get to know the warm heart that is below the surface. At the United Nations Staff Union, we feel a strong affinity with the organizers of June Day. We know, just like you do, how important it is to the UN's mission that everyone feels welcomed, appreciated, and connected by a genuine peers. And therefore, the United Nations Staff Union in New York reaffirms its gratitude to the organizers and to the people of Westport. And we wish everyone a very special day where we will all make new friends, share unexpected encounters, and build bonds of friendship that will support our shared mission for the future. Thank you very much.
I just want to add one thing, and that is without the town of Westport's support, we couldn't do this June Day event. So we're very grateful for the town, flags on the bridge, but for a lot of other things that they provide. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the chairperson of our event, Michaela Taw.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Excellent. Wow, we are a small committee, but we have mighty results. Thank you all for coming on this marginal weather day. We're so grateful. I love this town, and I love showing it off. And we're so grateful to have so many old June Day guests and new June Day guests. Please tell your friends, come back next year. We're going to be right back here again. I'd like to say a special thank you to the Sunrise Rotary of Westport. That's their duck, and they are doing their biggest fundraiser of the year. You can still buy a duck over in the corner over there, and at 1 o'clock, this will become a sluice, and there will be a duck race, and all the proceeds go to charity. They have been so helpful to us and gave us the space. We're really grateful, so thank you, Rotary. And all of the events going on over here are open to the public, but especially to our June Day guests. I would recommend over the maker tent, you can make a June Day button today only, so they're very rare. Our tent here is about UNA, USA, and if you tell us how you get to world peace, we'll give you a succulent plant. We have an art tent, which we invite any kid or adult to come over. When you registered, if you did not put a mark on the map to show us where you're from, please stop by. We'd love to see everything laid out on a Mercator map. And finally, if you haven't got your breakfast, and I do believe there's more coffee, stop by. We also have extra drinks if you want to take some on your way. I'd like to take one moment to remember a member of our committee who is no longer with us, Arlene Gertzoff. For many years, ran our food. She was tireless and cared so much about our stomachs and our experience. We lost her last summer and she is missed. Okay, just a few housekeeping notes and then I'll let you go. We have a soccer game happening at Saugatuck. For those of you who've been here before, that's our old school. So there's going to be a bus leaving, going directly to Saugatuck. So the buses are up behind the school, the library. The game starts at 11-ish and there'll be pizza afterwards. Unfortunately, tennis has been canceled, but there will be a bus right after this for Earth Place, which is a nature center. If you haven't been with your kids, I recommend it. And at 2 o'clock, we have a bus going to Wakeman Farm. Or if you happen to be here at 1 o'clock, that's when the duck races run. I've never seen it in the sluice. I'm looking forward to it. It is so wonderful to see all of you every year. Please come back. Have a great day. Happy June Day.